Hello, what you are looking at is a 1940 Lincoln Zephyr. The name Zephyr was only used by Lincoln Motor Company 5 years, 1936 through 41. They brought it back in 2000s or so, for the plastic cars. Let me tell you a little bit about the car. I purchased the car, when about 2016. The engine and transmission was in the car when I purchased it. It's a 350, 300 horsepower turbo 350. Turbo 350 transmission has been rebuilt. The interior that was in it when I purchased was that out of what I think was a Chevrolet Silverado, not a full-size Silverado. I wanted to restore the car to make it a throwback to the days of the hot rods. The car runs real good. The air conditioning, need to put Freon in it. Let's fire this thing up. Notice the small key. Many times people unfamiliar with this early anti-theft device will insert the key into the ignition, turn it to the right, and break it off. Insert the key and rotate the key left 180 degrees. Rotating the key 180 degrees to the left allows you to unlock a little box that the key is inserted in. You cannot pull that box out without having rotated the key 180 degrees to the left. The box is very easy to pull out. It just pulls out a very fraction of an inch. On the dash to the left, there's a green light that comes on. Pulling the box out sends power to the starter. To turn the engine off, you simply push in the little box. In about 3 seconds or so, the engine turns off. Then you rotate the key back to where you started and pull the key out. Zephyr was a high-end car. Power windows were factory, but they were not electric until much later. They were hydraulically operated off of brake fluid, which is very corrosive. That was a fear of ours, was that the brake fluid would have leaked out under the door wells. There was just very little rust. The rear bumper was originally a Continental kit, but the tire container had all been lost. So we just cut it down and welded it back together. The original gas filler was flap right there and just rattling around. The butterfly grills are exclusive to Zephyrs. The original all-metal Zephyrs were only produced from 1936 through 1940. If anyone tells you they have a 1946 Lincoln Zephyr or a 1952 Lincoln Zephyr, they do not know what they're talking about. To be a Zephyr, it has to have two things: a serial number that begins with a capital H and the butterfly grill. It's as simple as that. let's just turn it off. By the way, it don't smoke or nothing like that. Can't have a hot rod without a set of exhaust headers. Hope y'all can see that. It's kind of dark down there. Well, here we go. Ronnie Green, you're being the center of attention again. As an extra selling point, this car attracts the attention of women to the point that they have made U-turns and followed me home. As we men know, cars are like women. They all have a specific sound that they make. Speedometer still works. Even the clock works. Didn't I have to do a thing to it? Fired right up. Still has the original suspension and the original steering. I'm going to replace that with a Mustang 2 front end. With this thing weighing just under 2 tons, you do not want to go around a curve very fast. I replaced the front with disc brakes. That has improved the stopping ability tremendously. I cannot emphasize enough how this car attracts the attention of people. I had a retro shifter installed. It's got a turbo 350 transmission, very common transmission. Gear ratio is 323. Can you imagine what kind of gas mileage I'd get if this thing had a 411 rear end or something crazy like that? Good grief. Cigarette lighter so I can charge my phone, you know. Originally had a clutch, had what used to call a 3 on the tree, 3-speed on the column, you know. If you watch these old movies, you'll see these guys pull up to a stop and you'll hear something go click. If you watch these old movies, you'll see these guys pull up to a stop and they'll go as they turn their engine off. Wish I could get that wires down there to hang up tighter, but I may have a panel added or something like that. One releases the little trunk and the other one releases the hood. Had the air conditioning controls put in the glove box there. Took the door off to make them more easily accessible. There are very few things I can guarantee in this world, but I can guarantee you this. This is a one-of-a-kind car. It will attract attention everywhere you go. You can take it to car shows where there's $100,000 to $200,000 cars, and folks will walk by them asking you what this car is. The price is $48,000. I will entertain any reasonable offer, but what I will not entertain or put up with are people calling me and asking, will you take any less? My answer to that question is simply this. You're going to like this car so much, you're going to offer me more than I'm asking. Also, I will not entertain any joy rides.